any specific mistakes you would advise travelers against?
It's a good question again. I think, like we kind of already partly mentioned parts of it
Hmm.
when I talked,
Hmm.
is really this travel, like really doing too much at once. I
Hmm.
think this is what
Okay.
I observed. So really to plan the
Hmm.
trip,
Hmm.
to leave enough time to let things sink in and also to meet people, to get to know the
Hmm.
culture,
Hmm.
not being only this tourist who goes from one, sites
Hmm.
to the other,
Hmm.
but some pictures, but really to see, okay, where can I also maybe stay like
Hmm.
in a like a place where I can also meet the locals, where I can
Hmm.
talk, maybe
Hmm.
where I can try homemade food, like a
Hmm.
homestay or something, to
Hmm.
really also talk to people, get to know the culture, and
Hmm.
really see the variety.
Hmm.
Then I think with food, it's a thing I have to admit. I've been lucky. When I
Hmm.
stayed 1 year in India, I had never a food poisoning. Like I've been fine.
Wow. Hmm.
I was never maybe some smaller problems, but I've not really been
Hmm.
sick.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if it was because I ate a lot of homemade food and mostly veg and
Hmm.
no meat.
Hmm.
But I've been careful, not eating raw fruit or something
Hmm.
uncooked from the street.
Hmm.
I did eat street food.
Hmm.
I love it. So,
Hmm.
like some charts and so
Hmm.
on, I would always try.
Hmm.
But this is something I learned, right? Be careful with the water. So I
Hmm.
would always drink like Bischleri water,
Hmm.
right? Like the normal water from the supermarket.
Hmm.
I did also drink filtered water. I was
Hmm.
not this careful.
Hmm.
But I think this is something I would people be advised really be careful with
Hmm.
water. Also, maybe in the beginning, I
Hmm.
use normal water to brush my teeth, but maybe when you're shorter there, just be
Hmm.
cautious with the
Hmm.
water.
Hmm.
Also, what you but I had, for example, a food poisoning when I went back last year for only some
Oh.
weeks. I
Hmm.
had aloo tikki from the street, and
Oh.
and I thought it's a smart choice
Hmm.
because there was also pani puri, like this
Hmm.
balls of the water. So I was like,
Hmm.
oh, I will not have pani puri because it was water, but I will
Hmm.
take aloo tikki. And
Hmm.
honestly, I was in the mountains, so I think pani puri would have been less dangerous as the
Hmm.
mountain water is quite fresh.
Yeah.
But the aloo tikki on the fried oil, which was most
Oh.
maybe the whole day, like so. I would say always be careful because
Hmm.
obviously I was knocked out for some days,
Hmm.
and if you are traveling for a short time, it doesn't make sense to be sick.
Yeah.
Right. So I think even like sometimes street food looks so nice.
Hmm.
Uh, if you have no time to get
Hmm.
used to the
Hmm.
different food,
Hmm.
then yeah, maybe be
Yeah.
careful. I would
Hmm.
say this is a faux pas.
Hmm.
Otherwise, yeah, I think really what I see a lot of people doing, also people who go for work to India. I was there also with other people who went
Hmm.
there. I think is trying to keep the Western style in there, like going to very like places that are similar to the places we have,
Hmm.
like in
Hmm.
Europe. And I think this is something I avoided. I really wanted
Hmm.
always to try the local places, to try the
Hmm.
local food, to try the local music. So
Hmm.
it was, I think, annoying for my local friends because they
Hmm.
wanted to go, for pizza or to do this. I'm like, guys, I'm not coming to India for pizza. I will not have pizza in India. I want dosa.
Yeah, sure.
Going out with
Makes
me
perfect sense.
was it was for sure cheaper because I would be happy with, like
Yeah.
a dosa or,
Yeah.
Italy from
Mm,
Udupi
mm,
or A to B,
mm,
right?
mm.
But I think I always tell people, right, it's the way how you really explore foods and culture.
Yeah.
It's not when you go
Right.
to similar places,
Mm,
right? Or when you go places where there's more local music or
mm,
local traditions.
mm,
And I think some people do this mistake that they stay in this
mm,
international setup, which is
mm,
nice. And I
mm,
think it's good to try. But
mm.
I think you miss out on getting to know the
Absolutely.
culture and people.
Mhm. Absolutely. Because that's any day more authentic, no? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 But I mean,
Okay.
I can understand the opposite, right? When you go out on the weekend and someone wants to try this French bakery, right? Because it's
Yeah.
different. And yeah, I can also understand, that going out for the local people, try something new is also nice.
Hmm.
So we found the balance.
Yeah, so you've got to balance both.